Hop on up here, partner. Welcome, welcome. Is this your first time to USC?
Yeah.
We're glad to have you. And you live pretty close by, right?
No.
Oh. How far of a drive?
Like 1 hour.
1 hour? Then your father got lost on the way here. So we're going to talk about how you started Caine's Arcade, how you thought of Caine's Arcade, but let's talk first about where is Caine's Arcade right now? Where are the games?
In San Francisco.
In San Francisco. What are they doing in San Francisco?
It's there for the museum.
Which museum?
It's about I forgot the name.
Like Museum of Play, Children's Museum?
Yeah.
And how did it get up there?
And the trailer.
A big trailer. They packed cardboard up in a big trailer. And did you pack it up personally?
Yeah.
How did you protect the cardboard?
They put blankets over it.
You put blankets over it. So you can imagine this semi truck that used to, haul the heaviest things on the road is hauling your cardboard arcade up to San Francisco. Did you go up to San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what'd you see there?
Saw people. They were playing my arcade.
They were playing your arcade? Did people recognize you?
Yeah.
What did they say?
That's Caine.
And was it fun?
Yeah.
When did you just got back recently, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about how old are you?
9.
You're 9. And where do you go to school?
Los Altos Elementary.
Los Altos Elementary. What grade are you in?
4th.
4th. Have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah.
How many?
2.
What are their names?
Zach and George.
Who's here?
Zach.
Zach's here. Where's Zach? And there's Zach, and then your dad, George's here. Please say hi to your dad. You obviously drove with him. He's not new to you. We'll talk to him. He's also an entrepreneur, so you have 2 entrepreneurs in the family, plus Zach. He may be one too. Is your arcade the first business you started, or did you try other things first?
Our first business.
It's the first business where you had customers and everything. And how old were you when you started the arcade?
Like 8 years old.
8 years old. So you're little then.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Way you go. And why did you? We talk about why you go into business, why you do things. Why did you build an arcade?
I wanted to have fun.
You wanted to have fun?
Yeah.
That's it? You always want to have fun?
Yeah.
Did you want to make money?
Nah.
No, it was about fun, right?
Yeah.
Good. We just got done talking about that. That finding. You're covered. So you could teach this whole semester, by the way. You're covering all the things. But you started out to have fun, right?
Yeah.
And so why did you see these cardboard boxes and think you could make something? Did you already experience an arcade and like that?
No.
You've never been to an arcade?
Yeah.
But you have fun with those?
Yeah.
And so you know how to win and get the prizes and all that stuff?
Yeah.
So your father and his father, your grandfather, started an auto parts and salvage yard in Los Angeles. And what were they doing with the boxes?
Throw them away.
And they were throwing away boxes. Good boxes.
Yeah.
What did you see when you saw those boxes?
I can make something out of it.
Out of boxes. And right away, did you know you wanted to make an arcade?
No.
No? When did you, and so when you saw the boxes, tell us how you made some of the games.
I cut them up. I made like circles in the boxes. So you put the ball inside and it rolls in. It gets in the hole.
So your first, let's talk about your first game was which game?
Basketball.
Basketball, where the customer has to throw the ball through the hoop.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the hoop?
At Shakey's Pizza.
Shakey's Pizza. Serving delicious warm pizza for 90 years. Shakey's. We're gonna get you some endorsements today. So you make that's your first game. What's your second game?
Soccer.
Soccer, the one we saw in the video where you had to kick through the army guys.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many games have you made in total now?
Like 5, 6.
5 or 6 games. So when let's talk about the uniform, the now famous uniform. When you wanted to get shirts made, right?
Yeah.
Who picked the color?
I did.
And what color you wanted? Blue.
Yeah.
What did you want it to say on the back?
Caine's Arcade.
And didn't you also ask the woman to put the address and the telephone number?
Yeah.
What did she tell you?
No.
Why?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, she said, well, you don't want them to know your address and where to find you. And what did you say?
I do.
Because you want everyone to find Caine's Arcade, right?
Yeah.
And what did you put on the front of the shirt?
Staff
And where did you see that word before?
at the mall.
Did you know what it meant at the time?
No.
So why did you want it on your shirt?
Because it meant something, like people that work there.
People that work there, and you work at your arcade, and you knew it was important, right?
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. And when did you actually open the arcade for business?
Like in June
June of 2000.
11.
June of 2011. So, June of 2011. So it's during the summer. You're off from school. You go to your dad's shop. And how many days a week are you open?
7 days.
7 days a week. How many days a week do you work?
7 days.
7 days.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
From open until close.
Yeah.
You were out there waiting and waiting for customers.
Yeah.
Okay. In June of 2011, your first month open, how many customers came in?
0.
0. In July of last year, how many customers came in?
0.
0, 2 months. In August, how many customers came in?
1.
1. 1 customer. Who was the customer?
Nirvan.
Nirvan, who made the film that we just saw, right?
Yeah.
And Nirvan was also smart enough at the time to record you at your first customer when he first paid you the first time. And there's just a 30-second clip that you have to see on YouTube here of Caine's first customer walking in. Got it?
The arcade.
What?
Welcome us to the arcade.
Caine's Arcade?
It's a kids' arcade. And then so, how does it work? It's $1 for 4 tokens,
Yes.
and then $2 you get how many? You get how many turns?
8.
8 turns. Wait, I thought what's the 500 turns?
500 turns is a fun pass.
And that's how much? $2?
$2.
Yeah, we want the fun pass.
Okay, yeah, we'd like a fun pass, please.
Fun pass, okay? Dot 2 photos. Thank you. You can play.
We're gonna share our turns.
Your turns?
All right. Wait. I want to hold the fun pass. Yeah. Awesome. This is the fun pass. You want to hold this to it?
You need
Okay.
All right. So what are the games we got here?
Yeah.
Whoops. Okay.
How do we
Hold
play
on.
basketball? How do we play soccer?
One moment. This is the first game.
This, this is the grand opening? So exciting.
So Caine, we're at this business school. We're teaching people how to start companies, how to price, how to market, and there's all these lessons in here. Let's talk about your pricing strategy, okay?
Yeah.
So your pricing is $1 gets you what?
4 turns.
4 turns, $1. For $2, what do I get?
A fun pass.
A fun pass, and that's how many turns again?
500.
500. So there's real value in the fun pass, right? And now you told me yesterday that you've added a new pricing plan for families. Can you share that with us?
Yeah. Cost them $11.99
$11.99.
for 6 fun passes.
6 fun passes, $11.99. So 6. I want to do the math for everybody because there's some people that were told there'd be no math, but there's 6 fun passes that usually cost $2, right?
Yeah.
So that's a total of $12, and you're selling it for how much?
$11.99.
$11.99. So that 1 cent value is just really key, isn't it? That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So let's talk about during the time that you didn't have any customers, during June and July, and even after Nirvan came, there weren't a lot of customers. Did you ever think of closing?
No.
No. Did you think of like shrinking the business, or did you think of making it larger?
Larger.
Larger. You have no customers, and you say that's the perfect time to expand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a great philosophy. You always have to press forward regardless. And we talked about advertising. You asked your dad to advertise. Where are some of the places you thought of advertising?
Billboard.
Billboard by the freeway, right off the freeway on it. Where
Yeah.
else did you want to spend some money?
On TV.
TV. Television advertising for Caine's Arcade. You also talked about the radio. Isn't it kind of funny that you said TV, radio, internet, and you have all those things and you didn't even have to pay for them because of the film, right?
Yeah.
Internet marketing. Very smart. Very smart. Okay, let's talk. These guys are really hardcore business people. How much did it cost to start your business?
Like a couple dollars.
A couple dollars. A couple dollars. And now for your scholarship foundation, they've now raised close to $200,000.
Yeah.
$200,000. This is, and growing, by the way, and growing. This is a picture from a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago maybe, when Nirvana and everyone presented the check for what was then $152,000, is now $190,000 to his scholarship fund. We're also going to talk about a unique matching program that someone very kind is doing for to foster creativity and entrepreneurship among young people. You can hit the lights. So $200,000, a couple dollars
Yeah.
to start, $200,000. What's the return on investment for something like that?
100,000%.
100,000%. That's dead on. Now, you did that math in your head. All these guys are breaking out like their HP12Cs, like going 200,000 divided by it's 100,000%. That is the most profitable return of any business we've ever heard in this classroom. So congratulations. What I also wanted to do was is spend a little bit of time with Caine's dad and the filmmaker, and bring. We've got room for one of you guys. We'll bring one of you up at a time. But let's bring the other entrepreneur in the family up. George, come on up. Please welcome George Monroy. I went backstage. We're going to use a handheld. Welcome, George.
Thank you.
George, now of internet fame as well. What's the name of the business?
Smart Parts.
Smart Parts, located on Mission Road
Mission Road.
in LA.
Portland Heights.
How long you been in business?
About 35 years.
And before that? Oh, before you ran it, your father
Yeah,
ran it?
my father has since 55.
35 years, jeez. And we talked about how much money's been raised for Caine's education. Can you tell us about is it the Goldhirsch Foundation?
Yes.
What are they doing?
They're gonna match dollar for dollar up to 250,000.
And that goes to what?
The little boy genius.
So you've been working next to your dad for a long time, right? Every day
Yes.
during the summers. Can you share with us like what you learned from him from watching?
Gotta sell stuff.
What's that?
Gotta sell stuff.
You gotta sell stuff. You like selling, don't you?
Yeah.
You're probably one of the greatest closers since Alec Baldwin and Glengarry Glen Ross. That's way before your time, but trust me, someday you're gonna say that's a great compliment. Yesterday when I was there, we walked out with hats and shirts, and you love selling, don't you?
Yeah.
You do. You could see when you ran around when Nirvana gave you $2. You sprinted around to the back to get change. So you learned selling. So let's flip this on you, George. So this experience, when did the film break?
About 2 weeks ago.
So 2 weeks ago, life is normal.
Normal, struggling, trying to sell some auto parts. Tuesday morning, phone's ringing. They want to talk to Caine. Is Caine there? Is Caine there? Is this Caine's Arcade? I'm like, yeah, who wants to know?
So 2 weeks ago, your life gets much more interesting.
Yes.
I'm sure he's learned so many things from watching you over the years. What have you learned from this experience in the last 2 weeks?
Internet.
The power of the internet.
Yes.
It's probably the greatest use of Facebook I've ever seen. It's one of the good things that...
I've had like 3 friends on my Facebook. He has 107,000 friends. In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, 107,000. You're going to have 200 more to like Caine's Arcade. Twitter handle? Caine's Arcade. Twitter. You know what? Tweet Caine's Arcade, the Leap, Marshall School of Business. Let's make this a trending topic tonight. Let's get this kid going. Okay, so what else has been like I won't say the aha moment, or when you just, what's been the most fun for you so far?
Meeting a lot of people from all over the world.
Yeah?
It's amazing.
What's been the most fun for you?
People here playing the arcade.
Playing the arcade. Because that's what you went in business for, right?
Yeah.
To have fun and to see people come. And is there anything that you learned in the last 2 weeks that you didn't know before?
More people are coming and playing my arcade.
More people, more games. There's volume in that. You know, it's funny as you watch that, and you know, you guys, most of you are you know, don't have kids and are young, and Amanda has kids, but you think about, once you see that, don't you realize, like, you never have to worry about him.
Nope.
You never have to. That kid likes to sell.
He's gonna support me.
Hey, everybody dreams of supporting their parents. You know, they took care of you, you take care of them someday. But you never have to worry about him because he's already got it hardwired that he likes to sell, he likes to satisfy customers and keep them happy, and he's creative. What's the next game?
That's it.
That's it. No expansion. Well, let me let's before we open it up for questions, and anyone can ask questions of Caine, and then we're also going to bring Nirvan in for. Why don't you join us? Have my seat for a second. Nirvan, outside. Mullock, right? Nirvan Mullock, the filmmaker who had the vision to walk into Caine's Arcade and realized he had seen the most awesome thing ever. Tell us about your experience, and not just how it came about, but just how this touched you and how it's changed your life.
Well, I think how it came about is pretty clear in the film. Like, I really have a 96 Corolla, and I really had a broken door handle, and I just stopped at the place that looked the friendliest. Like, this was the one store on the block that there wasn't some guy trying to hustle you in. And so I kind of liked that, plus it had a little swing set hanging from the tree, and I thought, hey, that's kind of cool. You know, the moment that touched me the most, I mean, there's a couple things. I didn't realize I was Caine's first customer there. But what I've learned since is that Caine had spent the entire summer setting up this experience. And I was the guy who got to experience, like, the dominoes all falling, like Caine acting out everything he'd built into this arcade. So, like, in that little video, if you see when I bought the Fun Pass, he leans down into the iPod headphones that are plugged into the cardboard and says, "Fun Pass, $2. And I was like, wow, you know, like, that really brought me back to a time and place. And then when he crawls into the box and pushes out the tickets, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen Ratatouille, where there's the food critic and he's eating the soup at the end, and you get sucked back to your childhood. You know, I had that experience where I was just, like, back in that place when I just remember, like, why I started creating anything, like, just that joy of just making stuff, and it inspired me to make this film.
And at the time that you made the film, did you think this thing has the potential to be really viral?
When I came back and I talked to George about making the film, he told me Caine had not had any customers, and I realized he'd spent all of this time building all of this just because he had to build it. The idea of doing a flash mob first occurred to me, and I, you know, I have a creative agency that does digital media strategy, so I always look for ways to engage an online audience. So even in planning the flash mob, there was an opportunity to let people on the internet be part of it. So I made the Facebook event, and a lot of making the Facebook event was writing the details that I loved, right? Crafting that story and telling that story. It wasn't as compelling as the film, but it was compelling enough to be shared enough, you know, that it hit in LA, and then also the front page of Reddit. So that kind of planted some seeds of an online audience. He had 500 fans on Facebook already when the film hit, and there were people around the world waiting to see, you know, what had happened. So when we finally did post it online, there was a little bit of a network in place.
And whose idea was a collective idea to start a scholarship foundation? Was that part of it, or did that come from once you had the momentum?
No, that was my idea going into, like, before I posted the film, I set up the little website and had the little widget, and George and I were testing it to make sure it could accept, you know, donations. And we did that right after the rough cut screening, and it sat at about $100 for 5 or 6 months between when the rough cut premiered and when I finally finished the online version. But, you know, whenever possible, I like to try to make a difference with the things that I do. So I've worked in the nonprofit space, and I thought, hey, this would be really cool to raise, you know, the initial goal was to raise $25,000 for a scholarship fund. And George was like, you're crazy, that's a lot of money. And my girlfriend was like, are you sure you want to set it that high? And I was like, well, you know, let's think big, you know, $25,000. So the first day we put it up, it went over $60,000. And then we raised it up. The next day it was over $110,000. And then we're like, whoa, like we can't raise that bar again until we figure out exactly what we're doing, because now there's millions of people watching what we're doing, and we don't know what we're doing completely, right? So we're like figuring this thing out. So I reached out to some folks, and the Goldhirsch Foundation stepped up and kind of told them this plan, because there were a lot of things happening really fast. Like, there were response videos of grown men watching the film and just crying. Like it was kind of amazing. And then there were all these kids that were making arcades. There were pictures of 4-year-olds in their kitchen with an arcade set up, you know, and like waiting for customers in their kitchen, and mom saying, oh gosh, somebody come play. And videos of people making these really elaborate games and sharing them with other kids and saying, hey, Caine, this is my cardboard bubblegum machine. Here's how it works. A 7-year-old made this amazing pinball machine that's like Mensa level innovations. And so it was clear that this had, you know, Caine had like sparked a DIY movement of creativity amongst kids all around the world. We just got a post from Budapest of this kind of smash people's heads games.
They say it's a game.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of lost in translation maybe, but so we started thinking about you know, what it is that's sparking this fire, and part of it is this idea of paying it forward, like doing something to make this Kids Day. Now the internet's rallying around to make this future, and now how can we move that towards even helping more people? So we started the Caine's Arcade Foundation about 3 days after the film hit, and a few days later we got a $250,000 matching grant, dollar for dollar, every dollar that goes to Caine. The Goldhirsch Foundation's giving us $1 to start the Caine's Arcade Foundation to find, foster, and fund creativity and entrepreneurship in other kids.